Between the endless blue of the sky and the restless heartbeat of the ocean, there lives a city that never stops dreaming. A city where sunlight dances on water, where history breathes through stone, and where every horizon whispers possibility. This is not just a place on the map. This is Sydney. Sydney is Australia's largest and most iconic city, a place known across the world for its harbour, its beaches, and its unmistakable skyline. But Sydney is more than what the eye can see. It is a rhythm. A balance between nature and modern life. A city where ambition meets calm, and where every day feels like a new beginning. Long before skyscrapers rose toward the clouds, this land belonged to the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. For more than 60,000 years, they lived with the land, the sea, and the sky, not above them, but with them. In 1788, British ships arrived at Sydney Cove, marking the beginning of colonial history. What followed were years of hardship, change, and survival. From a penal colony, Sydney slowly transformed into a city of opportunity. Its past is complex, but its spirit is unbreakable. Standing beside the water like sails frozen in time, the Sydney Opera House is more than architecture. It is art. It is courage. It is imagination made real. Designed by Bjorn Utzon, it faced criticism, delays, and doubt, yet today, it stands as one of the most recognized buildings on Earth. Nearby, the Sydney Harbour Bridge stretches across the water, strong and timeless. It does not just connect two sides of a city, it connects generations, stories, and dreams. Together, they form the heart of Sydney. In Sydney, the city ends where the ocean begins. Bondi Beach, where waves never sleep, where surfers chase freedom, and where strangers share sunsets without saying a word. From Manly to Coogee, the coastline tells stories of salt, sun, and soul. Here, life slows down. Here, the ocean reminds you to breathe. Today, Sydney stands as a global city. A financial center. A technology hub. A home to people from more than 180 cultures. Different languages fill the streets. Different traditions shape the city. Yet everyone shares the same skyline. Sydney does not ask where you come from, it asks where you are going. What makes Sydney truly rare is how closely it lives with nature. Royal Botanic Gardens bloom beside skyscrapers. National parks exist just minutes from the city. And beyond it all, the Blue Mountains rise in quiet strength. In Sydney, nature is not an escape, it is a companion. When the sun goes down, Sydney lights up. New Year's Eve fireworks turn the harbour into magic. Vivid Sydney paints the city with light and ideas. Music, food, and art fill the streets. Night in Sydney is not darkness, it is celebration. When the sun goes down, Sydney lights up. New Year's Eve fireworks turn the harbour into magic. Vivid Sydney paints the city with light and ideas. Music, food, and art fill the streets. Night in Sydney is not darkness, it is celebration. People don't just visit Sydney. They carry it with them. Because Sydney teaches you something simple, yet powerful, that life is not only about reaching somewhere, but about feeling alive along the way. Here, dreams feel closer. And beginnings feel possible. Sydney is not built only from steel and glass. It is built from courage that crossed oceans, from waves that never give up, and from skies that always promise tomorrow. And if you ever feel lost, stand by this harbour, watch the water meet the light. Because in Sydney, even strangers find a place to belong. Sydney is not just a city you see. It is a city you feel.